give us a brief introduction about yourself, like just your name and your position?
Well, my name is Nicole Freeman, and right now I am a teacher's aide, and during the summer I'm a counselor. And what I do here is I just make sure the kids are having fun activities. I come up with different games we can play, different activities that relate to the themes of each week. We usually do things that go with our field trips. So if we're going to the zoo, that whole week we're going to talk about animals, or we're going to make animal masks, or things like that. We also like to go over character values as far as positive, caring, sharing, responsibility, so that they're also getting education tied in, fun activities.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Can you tell me how the staff here identify and interact with other community organizations in the community or the schools in the area?
Sure. What we try to do is we come up with different activities, or if we know about an activity that's going on in the community, usually we let our parents know, or we'll try to all attend that event. Like in Inglewood, not too long ago, we had a Healthy Kids Day where we put on event where we just had everything dealing with healthiness. We had dentist office come out, we had different obstacle courses so that the kids can understand how important it is to exercise and things like that. And so we just try to reach out to the kids, but also, based it on our character values. So if we hear about an event, we go to it, or if we come up with an event, we try to put it on for the whole community and not just for just the Y. So the Healthy Kids Day wasn't just for the Ys all over. It was for anybody that wanted to come out and participate.
And how does the organization participate in the local community? Aside from events, like, do you guys have relationships with the schools or different organizations?
We also have relationships with the schools. With the YMCA, most of the time during the school year, we have to actually go up to the schools and pick up the kids. And when we go pick up the kids, we also talk to the different staff members there, let them get familiar with our names. Most of the staff members at the school know us by name, or by the YMCA or anything like that, but we're also very interacting with the schools.
Yeah, so I'm sure there's a lot of overlap.
Yes, it is.
So during the school year, do they have a after-school care?
Yeah, during the school year, it's a little bit different from the summer. During the school year, we pick up the kids. Most of the kids get out of school around 2 and 3. So we have a split shift. So the 2 o'clock kids come, and then our 3 o'clock kids come. And so then we have homework time. After homework time, we provide snacks. And then after snacks, we may either do an activity, or it may be time to come outside and do an activity. And then by the time it hits around like 5:30, most of the parents are arriving to come pick up the kids. So it's a little different than summer. During summertime, we're just having fun, like throughout the whole day. We're going to the park, we're going swimming, things like that.
And how old are the kids that you guys serve for the program during school? I know the summer camp is from 5 to 13.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same during the summer. We just add a lot of 8th graders, maybe some 9th graders.
Right.
But during the school year, we stop at, I believe, 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the cutoff.
And then the summertime, we go up to like 14. For summertime, we have also youth workers, which are 15 and things like that.
Right. In a perfect world, what would be the best way for the organization to interact with parents of the students that you teach?
As far as, like, what do we provide them with?
Both ways, like what you provide and how they interact or contribute to.
Oh, okay. Well, we have an organization where the parents can donate to the Y. Like, you give a donation to the Y, and what the donation is, it just basically helps out the Y provide their children with more brighter activities. Bigger, expand their minds to more different, things. let's see what else. We try not to pick, go at the parents with a lot of, things like that, and try to just give on our own as far as an organization. But if possible, that's really the only thing like the Y usually provides is a donation if you want to give a donation or something like that. But yeah, that's about it.
So I know Mrs. Jaya also mentioned that they volunteer too.
Yes.
Do they volunteer during like the classes that you teach as well, or just on the trips?
They volunteer at the classes and on trips. We give all kinds of volunteer options. Yeah. Matter of fact, sometimes we have high school kids that come over and they ask and they volunteer, and then we give them opportunities to help out with arts and crafts or monitor the yard or different things, office work, phone work.
That's cool. So the only thing you would change about the parents' relationship with the organization is just more donations and support?
Probably more donations, probably more support. Sometimes we don't get a lot of the donations, but we can understand that it's not a time right now.
Yeah.
But if I could change something, it would be more of giving back to the Y, since they know that the Y is giving back, to the community.
Right, because they provide so many services.
We provide so many things, and sometimes it kind of put a pinch on our, budget sometimes for us to do things for the kids, and the parents may say, well, why? How come my child didn't do this? And we're like, well, if we, well, maybe we have more donations, more participation in our parents, maybe we can come up with different things,
How did you start your position here?
Well, I'm a college student, so I was looking for a job that kind of went along with my major, which is criminal justice. So I have to, interact with different people, should I say. And so I was thinking like, well, my sister works at the Westchester Y. Why don't I just try to work at the Inglewood Y since I live, close. So I just applied for the position and I got it.
And how long have you been working here?
It's going on now about a year. I started last summer. Yeah.
So you work here during the summer and during the school year?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is my second summer.
Oh, okay. How would you describe your role, compared to that of other staff members or, Mr. Jaya, the director? How would you?
Well, as far as me, I'm only 20, so I can relate to more of the kids because, our age group is not that, wide. So a lot of the kids come to me when they're having, different problems, so they may feel like they can relate to me more. So I'm one of the staff members where I try to explain to the different kids if it's a, altercation on the yard, I try to, instead of sending them right upstairs to, punishment, I try to resolve things first. And if that doesn't happen, then that's when I take it upstairs to the director, and then we have to bring parents involved. Also, I just want the kids to have fun, because a lot is going on out here in the world. So as they're here, they can just open their minds to different things. And I try to expand their minds to open their minds to a lot of different other opportunities and let them know that it's different things out there. Because, when you ask a kid, what do you want to be when you grow up? Oh, I want to be a rapper. Oh, I want to be, a basketball player. And so I just try to let them know, like, well, you can also do this. So I try to expand their minds and things like that,
That's great. Yeah, they need to know that there are more opportunities.
Right. Because they only say the main things: lawyer, doctor, the main things that they see. Police officer, which is all good. But, it's bigger things. But,
Definitely. I agree. Which of your accomplishments here, as in your work, do you feel most proud of?
Let's see. A lot, I think. One of them is I'm just glad that I can have a positive impact on the kids. I like for them to, when they tell me like, oh, Nicole, you're the best counselor, or, like I feel good that I can be, somebody positive in their life. Maybe when they grow up, they can say, oh, remember Miss Nicole, she was so fun, things like that, because I have teachers I look back on.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So I think the biggest thing is me having an impact on, their lives or, individuals.
Yeah, that's definitely rewarding. That's cool. What are the most significant challenges that you face as a teacher here?
As a teacher here, you face a lot of challenges. You have different personalities in each and every one of the kids, so you have to know how to juggle yourself to, interact with every person. You have all different ideas, opinions. So something you may say to a child they may not agree. So you have to learn how to juggle yourself in positions like that. Also, I didn't realize how careful you have to be around kids. You have to make sure you're aware of everything, because one minute you can have 10 kids and one of the kids have left the room and you don't even know, because it's just so, yeah, right. So it's just being aware of different things. Let's see what else. Actually, to be honest, they teach me stuff that, that I don't even know sometimes. Some things that they say, you learn from them, they can learn from you. So interacting together, you guys learn things from each other. And yeah, like,
that's great. Let me see. Oh, okay, you already talked about how you got started here. Can you tell me a little bit about the schools you attended when you were younger?
Right, growing up, I attended Catholic schools. I attended St. John's, and then I finished up middle school at St. Eugene. After I finished middle school, I went on to high school, and I went to Inglewood High. After I graduated from there, I attended Cal State Long Beach. And then now I'm going on to my 3rd year.
How does your schooling experience, you think, compare to that of the children here, like the community schools here? Well, I guess Inglewood High is part of this community, so it's like the same, pretty much similar.
Right. It's just, it's kind of overwhelming at times, because I see how the generation grows up, so I get to see them grow up, and a lot of them are like, oh, I want to go to Inglewood, I want to go to Hawthorne, the local schools that's around the area. And so it's just, sometimes I'm like, well, that looks like me when I was in middle school, like, oh, I'm ready to go to high school, because I have the older kids. So most of the older kids are going on to high school. I have about 2 students that's going on to high school, and just to see them go on to high school is just, crazy. It's like, I graduated from high school, so I kind of know what to expect, so I let them know kind of on what to expect kind of in high school too, because I didn't have nobody to tell me the transaction from middle school to high school. So I feel like by me giving them just a little advice about the transaction can kind of help them get a little comfortable with entering the 9th grade.
Yeah, that's a big leap.
It is, and I didn't have anybody to, let me know.
Did you find that it was like a completely different world?
Well, for me, yes, because coming from a Catholic school to a public school, it was a big transaction. It was more freedom, should I say. Catholic schools, the uniform, the different guidelines, and then when you get to public school, you really don't have uniforms, things like that. So yeah, it was a big difference for me. And then coming from Inglewood High, stepping into Cal State Long Beach was even bigger step, because you're competing against all different types people that went to Immaculate Heart or things like that.
Definitely. It's just so much more diversity. When you think about when you first started as a teacher here, camp counselor, what advice would you give knowing what you know now to yourself?
As far as if I would give advice to a new employee coming, or
if you could give advice to yourself, like back in time, I guess.
Okay. Let's see. I would kind of prepare myself for how should I put it? Just coming into an area, like an environment with kids. It's different than working with adults. It's different than working with elderly, things like that. Around kids, you have to be very responsible. I think I would try to prepare myself to be more responsible, because it's been times where I've kind of been like, oh, did I have 10 kids or did I have 11? Things like that. So I think I would prepare myself to be more responsible, more patient. Let's see. That's about it. Cause I worked with kids before, but not on my own.
Right.
When I came here, I had a group to myself. Usually I work with somebody a little bit older than me, so it was like a kind of a big step to me. So I was like on my own with the kids. I had to know, different things. If they had medical problems, I had to be, on everything. So it's kind of different working with kids because you never know what can happen with kids. Never.
Definitely.
Never.
Okay. Is there anything that you want to add about, your involvement here at the organization?
Well, just like when I talk to people about the YMCA, I like to tell them because a lot of people are like YMCA, they probably heard different things about the YMCA, but I like to tell people that the YMCA really is a positive place to bring children, to volunteer, just everything, because I feel like we really do set positive roles for the kids. We let them know, even though we have fun activities, we also like to talk about the character values. We feel like character values are very important growing up. You still use them when you're, when you grow up and things like that. So we try to really focus on the caring, sharing, honesty, respect, things like that. Because I think all kids need to know those character values. So it's like, just things like that. So I just like to stress out that even though it's the YMCA, they have homework time, we also like to base upon the real life situations in real life at a young age.
Right.
Yeah.
That's great.
What are you doing up there?
I think we need more of that.
Right. Because a lot of kids, they get their priorities a little mixed up a little bit growing up. So we don't like to go over the parents' head though.
Right.
If they believe in something, we let them believe in, what they believe, but it doesn't hurt to, just mention it to them or, things like that.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you.